What up to all my beautiful queens out there? Salute to all my kings. Hope everybody having a blessed day. If you're watching this video, hit like, subscribe, and share if you don't mind, please. Thank you. Just want to come on here and speak on the Turk, Lil Boosie and BG situation and Kodak Blak. Give my thoughts about that, how I feel about it. You know, just my opinion. First of all, I want to say, you know, salute and shout out to Turk. You know, I understand everything Turk's saying, and I 100% agree with Turk. And I also understand Boosie position on it. So, you know, I'm not saying who's right and who's wrong, but I think at some point you got to grow up and realize the streets ain't it. You know, Boosie's still speaking from a street mentality, from a street aspect of the game. But at some point you got to grow up and say, you know, this ain't that. You know, you feel me? And but what I really want to come on here and say, I want to talk about Turk. You know, talk about Turk, because I see this play with Turk. I feel like Turk didn't just speak out on this just to give an opinion on this. I feel like Turk spoke out on this because he just wanted to jump in something. Because Turk recently was talking about he ain't speaking on no other men's situations. You know, he was done with that. I can't remember what podcast he said that on, or if it was one of his lives, but he was talking about he's not speaking on, you know, no other men's situation. And here he is, done got himself involved in something. And my personal opinion, I feel like, you know, me looking, you know, from what I see through my eyes, I feel like Turk jumped out on this for a lot of different reasons. For one reason, I think he, in his feelings, he feel a certain way about Lil Boosie, because Turk had been advocating to be on that, be part of that Boosie bash. You know, he never been invited since he been home, and you know, Boosie have everybody at his Boosie bash, and Turk hadn't been there. And Turk recently made a response on Beehive podcast, you know, about, you know, really trying to pitch the idea and throw it out there that he want to be a part of that Boosie bash. And Boosie hadn't reached out to him or nothing, and I feel like Turk might feel a way about that. You know, that's my opinion, what I think why Turk jumped out there. And another reason, we know Turk got a relationship with Kodak Blak. He always talk about, you know, Kodak Blak, you know, how Kodak Blak jumped on the song, and if I ain't mistaken, Kodak Blak didn't charge him nothing. You know, he let him jump on that song, and I mean, he jumped on the song for Turk because he, you know, he liked Turk, he respect Turk. Turk one of the people he look up to. So yeah, I can see Turk, he jumped in it because it was Kodak Blak. Because if it was Boosie and somebody else, I don't think Turk would have said nothing. But the fact that it was Kodak Blak, and he felt like he had to take a stand on it, he wanted to, you know, show his allegiance to Kodak Blak, you know, in response, because also, like I said, because he's probably feeling some type of way because he's not a part of that Boosie bash. And also because Boosie and BG have an allegiance. You know, he know Boosie and BG rocking like that, and Boosie ain't rocking with him the way he rock with BG. You know, he might see Turk and what up Turk, you know, because he maybe Boosie try to stay out of it, but he still don't want to make it like he messed with Turk like that, and he really don't. You know, he know Turk and he know of Turk, but you know, BG his guy, and you know, Turk and BG, they been having they spat or whatever. You know, they been spitboxing, and Turk. So it's all those three reasons I feel like why Turk got in there, because it really was just between Kodak Blak and Lil Boosie. Kodak Blak feels some type of way about a statement Boosie made about him, was a year ago, a couple of years ago, about him jumping on that 6ix9ine verse, you know, 6ix9ine being a rat, and you know what they supposed to stand for. And but Kodak Blak was like, you know, that ain't my rat. He ain't our rat. That's New York rat. You know, y'all take care of y'all own rat. You know, I'm gonna get this bread. And Boosie felt like he shouldn't have done it. You know, no matter what came behind it. You know, the bread or what. But I respect each man's opinion, each man, you know, situation. I know Kodak Wright got the right to feel how he feel. You know, Boosie spoke on it publicly without coming at him. You know, and Kodak Blak wanted him to, you know, fix that statement, what you said, because he see it's other people who done, you know, been allegedly ratting, and he like Boosie picking and choosing, because one guy, Boosie said he didn't want to speak on. If I ain't mistaken, I think it was QPC out of Atlanta. I think I said his name right. Boosie didn't want to talk about that ratting situation. So Kodak like, no, speak on him, you know, speak on him, speak on Thug and them. Don't pick and choose. Like why you chose me? Why you chose to out me? But you gonna give him a pass. That ain't how this go. So Kodak gonna forever feel some way about that until him and Boosie have a sit down or they have a phone conversation, you know, and they air it out. However, you know, they get it off their chest. So Kodak feeling some type of way, and which he got the right to feel some type of way. And Boosie standing on what he's standing on, but you know, he said what he said about Kodak, and he also admitted, you know, he feel like he went a little too hard on him, but he said what he said, and he left it alone. But just because he left it alone, that don't mean, you know, how Kodak feel is gonna go away. So he, you know, Kodak, you know, he really want that. If you ain't gonna talk about everybody, man, if everybody don't, you know, ain't up under the same umbrella, then you should have never spoke on my name. Like, don't pick and choose, you know, cause you buddy with this person, and you feel some way about me, but you don't feel the same way about them. No, we're gonna have to get that straight. You know, that's how Kodak feeling. And I respect Kodak, and you know, I understand his thoughts on that. You know, how he feel about that. I understand that. Like I said, I understand all situations. I ain't got no dog in the fight. I ain't here to say, you know, who right or who wrong, cause in their own feelings or their own reasoning, you know, all of them could be right. But I just think Turk jumped in there to get it. You know, Turk first of all, Turk wanted to be involved in that because he feels some type of way about Boosie. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. You know, Boosie ain't rock with him. Boosie ain't did no song with him. Boosie ain't asked him to be on those songs. You know, I don't know whether he ever asked Boosie to be on the song or not. But, you know, Turk want to be in the mix. And also, Turk is a content junkie. You know, he always talk about, you know, he ain't clout chasing, but he definitely clout chasing. Turk, you know, you clout chasing, my boy. You trying to keep your name in the algorithm. You trying to be heard. You know, just like all other content creators, they trying to, you know, keep their name out there, whether good or bad. Turk know what to say that's gonna get a response. He tried to act like he was blindsided or he was shocked that Boosie responded, but he wasn't shocked. He knew you know, the caliber person Boosie is. You know he gonna respond when you say, especially you got a name. You like that. You know Boosie gonna respond to that. He ain't never not said nothing back to anybody who ever said something about him or against him. You know, so Turk knew what he was doing, and he always pushing this narrative that telling the truth, not hating. That sound good when you say it, but telling the truth can be hating. It's all about the context, the context you use it in. Because just say if you see this chick that you like, right? You know she got an old man, you know she got a boyfriend, a husband, or whatever, but you really feeling this chick, and you see her boyfriend, or husband, or whatever, you see him out with another chick that's not her, and you go to her and you tell her, I seen your boy with such and such. You can call him right now. Go. You go over such and such. You gonna find him over there. Go see who he over there with. You telling the truth. You telling the truth about that. But guess what? You also doing? You hating, my boy. You hating. You trying to cause some drama between them, hoping that's gonna let you squeeze your way in. You know, it's a lot of scenarios. You can see a dude out there getting money, and you see him getting money, but you ain't getting money, and you feel some type of way, and so you set him up to get jacked or robbed. You tell somebody else, man, you know, old boy, keep that, you know, he keep them stacks up over there. He be in such and such, and you know, you talking to jackals, telling them, giving them the drop on the old boy. You telling the truth about his location, where he at, and everything, but you definitely hating my boy because you don't like his come up. It's all kind of scenarios you can run with that. So yeah, telling the truth can't be hating. So you need to find you a new slogan, Turk, because that ain't it. You know, just keeping it 100, that ain't it, man. If anybody got ears and common sense, they can verify that, and they probably give you a million more scenarios where you can be telling the truth and hating at the same time. So yeah, don't run with that narrative. But I just wanted to get out here, man. I just want to put my, you know, my opinion in on that situation, because I do think, you know, like I said, 100% Turk, I agree with everything Turk said, you know, about the PC thing and keeping the youngsters from going down that route. Y'all been down that route. Why would you want to tell them, you know, checking in? But I'm gonna tell you this: if you living that life and you portraying to be a gangster, you in these streets, you can't go get locked up and then say you want to go to PC because you fear for your life. That ain't gangster, my boy. If you trying to be gangster, that ain't gangster, no matter how you slice it. I can see if you go to, if you don't want to go to jail or you don't want to go to PC, don't do crime. You know, don't get out there and put yourself in a situation that's gonna have you locked up if you don't want to do PC. Because if you don't want to do jail, because if you go to jail and you was out there in the street living that life and you claiming you a head buster, or you this type of dude or whatever, and you go to jail and you scared to walk that yard, you scared to get out in population, and you want to go to the PC, you a sucker. Ain't Boosie 100% right. You a sucker, man. You can't do that if you living that life. That's different if you out here, you go to jail for tax evasion or something like that. You know, you ain't in those streets, but you just get caught up in a situation that you know, at the heat of the moment or something, crime or passion or something. You know, that's different. That ain't, you know, you look at them different than you look at street guys. And me myself, I ain't in no streets. I ain't no gangster. I ain't no, you know, none of that. I ain't trying to be none of that. I'm just me. And I'm real, and I stand on what I stand on. And I know a lot of street people. I got a lot of partners locked up in jail. I know a lot of people, man. And I just know how this game go. I done been in this game. I done done a lot of things in my time, so I know how this game go. But I'm older, and I ain't nowhere near. I don't know what's going on in the streets. You come and tell me something, I'm lost, man. I don't know what you're talking about. They who I don't even know the new slang they using. You know, none of that verbiage they use. I don't know nothing about it, man. I'm all the way out the way. I'm an uncle, man. My kids grown. I ain't no grandpa or nothing like that, but I got grown kids, man. And I'm trying to be around and have fun. I'm a working man. I ain't no street dude, but I know the code. You know, I know how the game go. And I know if God forbid something happened that I had to end up in that situation, I'm not the type of dude that's gonna ask for PC. But it's not because I'm a gangster, I'm a street nigga, or nothing like that. It's just that I'm a man. You know I ain't done nobody wrong. You know, I stand on what I stand on. I don't bother nobody. You know, don't nobody bother me. Come bother me. So I understand. I know the life, man, and I know the game. And if you out there trying to live the life and trying to be in the game, you can't be going to PC. If you know you gonna want to go to PC, or you're gonna be scared, then don't do what you're doing to get yourself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to come on here and say about that, man. But yeah, Turk 100% correct on everything he said. But I feel like I know the narrative, the reason why Turk said what he said, because you said you wasn't gonna be in nobody business, man. Ain't no men business, but you jumped in men business because who the men are. You know, you got a relationship with Kodak Blak. You want to be on the Boosie tour, at the Boosie bash. You want to be in his grace, and he never invited you or nothing. And you seen an opportunity to jump out there and make it like you defending Kodak, and you know, your intention probably wasn't to be checking Boosie, but it looked like you call yourself trying to check Boosie, man. And BG jumped in the comments like he, you know, he riding Boosie or whatever, but that's his dog. So, you know, and he don't rock with you. He don't rock with Turk. So you had to know it shouldn't be a shot that BG was going to, you know, voice his opinion on it, you know, because you know, him and Boosie, they cut from the same cloth, and they feel the same way. They stand on the same business. So that ain't no surprise. So I don't, like I said, I don't got a dog in the fight, but I just wanted to give, you know, my take on it and how I feel about it. But I feel like Turk definitely clout chasing, and he just put himself in there because, like I said, he want to look like he defending Kodak, and he rocking with Kodak because Kodak done him a solid, and he, you know, he feel like Kodak is boy. So, you know, maybe not, they probably not on no day-to-day basis, you know, or nothing like that, but, you know, he definitely done let it be known several times that, you know, he rock with Kodak. So that ain't no surprise. So if you gonna be in people business, Turk, or you ain't gonna be in people business, you know, make up your mind, get your mind straight, man, get situated. But yeah, man, this Black King Matter, man, and I just came, like I said, I come to give my take. Y'all be good, man. I'm out.